Peter Obi resemble Dele Faro to me for now. This Felix Monka, APC publicity secretary, you know the fear.
Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you guys are watching me from. It don't set because this one way is set now. APC no one way anybody breathe again for this country. Because Peter Obi come outside some days ago to talk how the country they be, to talk his own idea. Then one Mr. Felix Monka, I think so if I no call him well, Mr. Felix Monka come out on international TV to threaten Peter Obi. This man threaten Peter Obi say Peter Obi don't cross the line. And anything way Peter Obi see, we take him. Which made Peter Obi come now, one day in fear, cry out, say in case anything happen to him, we they owe them responsible. Because now he know they save, the family know say they save, even people with they close to him know they save. But if you will check him out, for a person to come out in anger that you have crossed the line, anything you feel, anything you see, you take it. Any consequence where you see, now you carry your hand around. This government will do, APC government, it's a kind of government will be saying they want where people is not mute. They no one will talk at all. Why would they suffer? Would they cry? Now problem again. Would they suffer? Now no one will cry. So because I don't understand the country, but man no go far because many Nigerians don't come out to like talk for the matter. If anything happen to Mr. Obi, Peter Obi, wahala go dey. If anything happen, even though he should cut for where he should not to cut, Nigeria go shake. But man keep quiet. Man play the video. When I watch waiting Peter Obi talk and waiting the man talk, the Mr. Felix talk, and waiting Nigeria talk for this matter. Because the way I sound, we need to stand our rights.
Peter Obi resemble Dele Faro to me for now. This Felix Monka, APC publicity secretary, you know the fear. Bila are not really rate us until that day come. We'll come no get Nigeria, whether now us have been out now.
You know, I'm not somebody to, you know, to go on that offensive in that manner. But Mr. Obi has crossed the line so many times. And I think that at this point, you know, he has coming to him whatever he gets, you know, he needs to manage it.
Hey, black man, when they talk, say Peter Obi has crossed the line. Peter Obi has crossed the line because he's reminding government their duty. He's reminding you troops that people are dying of hunger. Now it's the line when Peter Obi don't cross down when the pepper on for body. Una body of peace. He never starts to pepper una. He has crossed the line. You will manage him. The devil will manage you. You will manage you. You are trusting Peter Obi. I dare you people. We dare all of you for it. Me anything happens to that man here. That military, you have police are going to take gas. See, and we dare you. We triple dare you people. Let anything happen to Peter Obi. Then one of the black shirts lost. Hey, shoe cause you are not supposed to cause. You people will answer to us. You will answer. See, you will answer to Nigerians. I'm not on the let her talk. You have seen my face. You have seen our faces. We will ask you. You go answer. See the worry now. Or could they kill now? Are you people mad? Look at how people are dying from stampede because of hunger. But no, Peter Obi is your problem. This guy came outside now. Police slap and see here they bleed. Peter Obi is your problem. What? Spit for the face. Go and manage him now. And the man you come and say now son now do it. It's like you people don't know we've been waiting. We are waiting. And whether they hide her for now, we are waiting. That great day is coming. It's coming. Not be content. It's coming.
I think Mr. Monka is playing a script. He's possibly trying to impress his masters because he was talking about Peter Obi's achievement in Anambra State. I think he has to go back and read properly before, you know, tempering to address Peter Obi's performance in Anambra State. But first of all, we have to warn Mr. Monka, or whatever he calls himself.
Prince Monka.
Prince Monka. Obedience are very patient people. We are wounded in 2023 and we accepted it, and we kind of accepted our principles plea for us to be calm. But let him be warned that anarchy is at the corner. By the time he starts to threaten Peter Obi, he has no right to come and, you know, speak the way he's speaking. Peter Obi is a decent man. In fact, obedience are angry with Peter Obi.
Okay, let's talk about what Peter Obi has said, right? He's expressing concerns about Nigeria transforming into what he calls an authoritarian and repressive regime. Do you share his view?
Well, Peter Obi as an opposition leader, you're not expecting Peter Obi to come and, you know, say hallelujah songs to the government. The government is practically not doing what it promised the Nigerian people. And there has to be someone speaking here. In civilized countries, they face themselves and they spill all these things face to face. Is it because our democracy is dragging? You should be able to accept criticism. I have not seen anything Peter Obi has said that is too bitter for anyone to accommodate. Peter Obi has done a fantastic job of being an opposition with concern about the Nigerian people. We are calling on the APC government to call Prince Moka to order. He has to withdraw his statement. In fact, he should be arrested for calling, threatening the opposition that he has crossed. Which line did he cross? We are telling the government what they ought to do for the Nigerian people to live. People are dying of stampede. People are hungry. The transportation system is not working. Bad roads everywhere. The hospitals have no equipment. So what else do you expect Mr. Peter Obi to say? We are even not happy. The obedience are not happy with Peter Obi that is not doing enough. And we are telling Felix Moka.
So what do the obedience expect Mr. Peter Obi to be doing?
What we expect him to do now is exactly what he's doing now, pointing those areas where the government should pay attention for Nigerian people to be able to breathe. And that's why we find it absurd that someone, I think he needs a position in the APC. I think someone should go and ask him what his problems are. How can you say Mr. Peter Obi is crossing the line when obedience are
well, he's the National Publicity Secretary of the APC.
And if he should publicize something else, not Peter Obi. Peter Obi is one of the best opposition leaders they can have.
What's your message to the APC and also to the Nigerian public when it comes to fostering a more inclusive and respectful political discourse in Nigeria?
My message to the APC is that like I said earlier, we have obedience in APC, we have obedience in PDP, we have obedience everywhere. We urge them to go directly into what they promised Nigerian people, those dividends of democracy that they promised Nigerians. We need it now.
There have been people who say that his response, the response of Mr. Felix Moka, wasn't necessarily saying that, it was in response to a question that the interviewer had asked. Basically, because if you watch the interview, a number of the conversations seemed like personal attacks against Peter Obi. In cases where he referred to him as Tegwa Law, where he said you can be a taxi driver, giving Mr. President advice, and it looked a little more personal. So some have argued that the interpretation of that might have been because the interviewer is, asking if this isn't too much of a personal attack. So do you think that is there a sense to the argument that it might be because of how personal the interview was, as opposed to it being, something that might spiral into a threat from Mr. Felix Moka himself? And that's not to discountenance the fact that there might certainly have been threats from other people, but I'm talking about the interview with Felix Moka.
Well, from what everybody can see, Mr. Felix Moka was ready to, malent the P2B in a way that, why would you go that personal? Mr. Moka is the publicity secretary for the APC. You stay within the line. P2B has not crossed any lines. And I can tell you today, obedience believe that P2B is not hard enough. So for P2B to speak out and being attacked this way, I think there's a problem. The frustration of the ruling APC that they've not been able to really, give to the Nigerian people those promises they made. It's not about P2B, it's about the facts on ground that the Nigerian state needs XYZ things to move on, to thrive. And P2B, as the lead opposition leader, must speak out. You cannot, silence the voice of the opposition, no matter what threats you bring forth. I don't think P2B tells Nigerians how much threats he gets on daily basis. Even we who are obedient, we know how we go by the Nigerians who are really on the side of government. Sometimes it's a heated argument, but all I can tell all of us here, remember first that we're all Nigerians. If we don't criticize each other, so how do we get it right here? We must criticize each other to get it right. In other democracies, these debates are face to face. They speak to you, you speak to them face to face. But because of the way and manner we've handled our democracy, people even see you as a madman criticizing government. They should welcome P2B's advice, because that's the only way they will be able to do better. If you're not criticized, you can never do better.
No. He is the one that's throwing that. Mr. B is shooting from the hip. He's not looking. He's not taking an aim. He just, shoots widely like, what we used to see in movies back in the day, in the Wild Wild West. He is not being rational. He's absolutely irrational in his thinking and in his public commentary for a man who was governor for 8 years, who left nothing to remember in Anambra State by way of a legacy or transformation. But all of a sudden, you know, he served as governor 8 years. He didn't have the wisdom or the smarts to change Anambra State, to make Anambra the beacon, you know, that example of, you know, governance in the country. But then, you know, he runs for president, you know, in 2023. And then now, he didn't win. He's sulking. Rather than actually get a perspective and, you know, figure out what he did to lose so he can do better in the future, he would think that he can bring down the government by simply, you know, being maliciously deceptive. That is wrong. I'm not somebody to, you know, to go on that offensive in that manner. But Mr. Obi has crossed the line so many times, and I think that at this point, you know, he has coming to him whatever he gets, you know, he needs to manage it.